Hey, I'm Rob from Producer Tech, and I'm going to run you through this awesome new instrument from Plugin Boutique, entirely dedicated to creating one of the most important sounds in dance music production, the kick drum. Made together with Credland Audio, BigKick combines both sample-based and synthesizing technology to give you all the features you need to instantly create and customize your own pounding kicks. One of the hardest things to achieve when producing, whether you're starting out or have been making music for some time already, is to make a kick with the right amount of bottom end and a powerful hit that punches nicely through the mix but doesn't conflict with your bass line. BigKick takes all of this into account and provides you with two separate sections, labelled Attack and Body. The body section is similar to that on some other popular drum synths, like Logic's Ultrabeat for example. Although here, its controls are entirely dedicated to making kicks, so all the dials are tailored precisely to your needs. Here, I've got the plugin on a MIDI track, and now if I play any key, you can hear the default kick sounding. The attack and body sections are turned on and off using the switches in the corner, so you can hear attack is the initial hit, whilst body is the lower frequency thump of the kick. One thing you can see is that when editing the kick, you have a handy waveform display to show you what's going on, which is not only useful as a visual reference of your kick's shape and length, but at any point of working on a kick, it allows you to instantly drag it out onto an audio track or into a sampler to create beats in whatever way you prefer. In the body section, which is the drum synth, you can adjust the low pitch of the kick. This section alone allows you to make 808 or 909 style kicks, which essentially consist of a frequency modulated sine wave. In other words, a sine wave with a pitch that starts off high and then rapidly descends to a low tone. When the descent is very quick, it just gives you the effect of a click at the start. If I set the attack to 0, then you can see the attack portion appearing on the display, and can now hear the effect. The 5 dials in the lower half of the body section here are the ones that give you full control of the frequency of the kick, with start setting the frequency right at the beginning, pitch decay controlling the rate at which the pitch decreases, and then end setting the low tone that the kick ends on. For example, turning start right up and pitch decay up pretty high gives us a nice long pitch sweep at the start. After which the end dial allows us to set how deep and subby we want the kick to be. One really cool thing about this dial is that as well as being able to fine-tune the low tone, we can also set it to an exact pitch using the note menu above, which is perfect when you want to make your kick in tune with your track. Deep and curve give you even more customization over the kick's pitch, with deep changing the pitch envelope should you want to bypass the pitch set with the end control below and instead try out a deeper tone. And curve changing the shape of the pitch decay, making it more exponential. This control is most useful when the start dial is lowered, so the pitch sweep doesn't contain quite so many high frequencies. At the top, we have the controls for setting the length of the body portion, so how long we want the low tone to sound. Hold sets the initial duration, like setting the length of the sustain portion of an amplitude envelope. Whilst decay then defines how long the sound takes to fade out after that. Again, the display gives you a nice visual reference when editing, also showing you the length of the kick in 16th notes in the bottom right corner, which is useful for styles of music like psytrance, when you have bass on certain notes that you don't want to be interfered with. So with the body section alone, you can create a precisely tuned 808 or 909 kick. However, BigKick takes this to the next level with the upper attack section now. If I first use the attack dial in the body section to remove the very first part of the body sound, so the initial click, then if I turn on attack, you can hear how much better this makes the kick sound. As many of you will already know, the trick to making a good kick is to layer drum samples together, or perhaps add a subby 808 kick or even just a low bass tone to a drum sample. So with BigKick, it's doing this for you, and then giving you precise controls over both of those elements in one place. Plus, you get a really big library of excellent kick samples with the instrument. So if we wanted to create a 909 kick now, then we could go to Bank, Factory, Classic Drum Machines. Then in there you can see we have 909s, 808s, and all sorts. So let's choose the first one. And then try out some others in the bank with the previous and next switches, to hear some of the different kicks we can make. The controls above are a high-pass filter for setting how much additional frequency content you want from the sample, and then decay and gain dials to adjust the length and level of the sample. So whilst the body creates the all-important bottom end and overall pitch and length of the kick, the attack adds extra punch and character to personalise the kick and make it unique. And there are loads of drum samples to choose from in the library, hand-selected from the vast Loopmasters collection, as well as a huge bank called the Guildford range, created entirely for the plugin using a Eurorack modular, an Access virus, and a Sherman filter. Furthermore, if you want to add your own samples, you can simply click Load Sample and then browse through your own samples folders. Once you've selected a kick folder on your computer, you can use the previous and next switches in the same way to step through all of the kicks in that folder. I was already really happy with BigKick, and then I saw the Edit switch at the bottom, which gives you even more controls for editing the kick, such as one for changing the pitch of the attack sample, and then one for adding distortion, which needs adjusting with care as it gets full on very quickly. Plus heaps of other useful things, like a control for setting how sensitive the kick is to velocity data, the gain of the body section, a high-pass filter set at 30 or 40 Hz for making sure there are no unwanted sub-frequencies, as well as an EQ section at the top, for lowering the volume of part of the kick, which is a good way of lessening the intensity of the pitch, but without losing the overall fatness. And the great thing here is that unlike a regular EQ, it doesn't interfere with the phaser tool, which is definitely something you don't want when processing a kick. Here are some examples of BigKick in action in a variety of different musical styles. Dubstep, trance, hardstyle, and tech house. So as you can hear, BigKick is a must-have for producers of any genre, bringing together all the essential tools for creating quality kicks, using a combination of drum synthesizing and sample-based technology, and having every control required for shaping and processing the kick to suit your track. To find out more and purchase the plugin, go to pluginboutique.com. See you next time.